Hi, I have put together this little video. It is yet another practice of Sun Salutation A, except for this time I'm adding B onto the end of it. I put in some cues for placement that we learned in our first intensive group class together to correct some of the postures that I have been doing wrong for many years based on cues from other instructors. After having watched it back, I have some breathing cues that are the inhale or exhales in the wrong place. Those are the things I'm working on right now, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. So if you want to do Sun Salutation A and B, it takes about 12 minutes, and see if any of these cues are ones that have been taught to you wrong as well. Enjoy. We will come to the top of our mat, ground through the feet, spread the toes, place them down, all 10 toes pushing into the mat, all 4 corners of the feet, feeling the mat underneath, and roll the shoulders down the back, palms face forward for mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place hands on the mat, step back to plank. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, come halfway down, chaturanga. My blocks are in the way. Inhale, peel the chest off the floor, pressing feet into the mat for baby cobra. Exhale, back to the floor. Inhale, tuck the toes, come up into down dog. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Pedal the feet, get some movement in your first down dog. Index finger points forward. Your biceps point to the front of the mat. Triceps point to the back of the mat. Your neck is loose and your gaze is at your knees. This is downward facing dog. On your next inhale, you're going to look to the front of the mat, lift the toes. You can either hop with a little spring in your step or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain. Exhale through heart center. Take your hands down. Inhale, arms up, tall mountain. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place hands on the mat, step your left foot back into high plank. Inhale, the knees down. Exhale, lower halfway down for chaturanga. If you want to take cobra, you can move your hands back a little, rise up for your back bend on your inhale. Exhale, lower down, push up through plank into downward facing dog. Take 3 rounds of breath here at your own pace. If you have any wrist pain, you can focus on moving the weight into the thumb pads and pressing with your fingers to create a little gap between your palm and the mat. On your next inhale, look to the front of the mat. Come up on the toes to prepare for your hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to tall mountain. Exhale, bring hands through heart center. Inhale, arms up. Last round of Sun Salutation A. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands down, step back into plank. Option to take the knees down or stay up in your plank. Inhale here. Exhale on your way down, halfway, elbows pointed to the back of the mat. Rise up into up dog. Your thighs are off the mat. Thighs are fired up, feet pressing into the mat. Shoulders and wrists are stacked. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, inhale. Couple more rounds of breath here before we go into our Sun Salutation B. Inhale and look to the front of the mat. Bring your toes up, slight bowing in the knees. Hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain. So marks the end of our Sun A. Here we go for Sun B. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring the sit bones back, bend the knee, and sit back into your chair. With your feet, bring the weight into the outside edge of your feet and the heels, so out and back. That small movement will fire up right here in such an amazing way that you may not want to be here much longer. You want to make sure your feet and knees are in line with your hips and your arms can be up and shoulders moving down the back away from the ear. Make sure there is no dip in your back or hunch in your back, but find a nice neutral spine here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the hands. Step back. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Couple rounds of breath here. Inhale your right foot up, heel to the ceiling, toes to the mat, hips are square. Exhale, knee to nose. Step through to the front of your mat. Try to see if you can land lightly. Take your arms up in front of you into your warrior one. I forgot to prompt you to put your heel down before rising up. Your back foot faces 45 degrees out and your front foot faces forward. Both legs are slightly apart. Your hip in the back does not need to be craned forward. Your foot is out. Let your hip fall out naturally. And instead, take your ribs and rotate forward. And then bring your arms up. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, deepen into that front knee for a little bit of warmth. Inhale, take the hands down to the mat. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, lower down, chaturanga on your exhale. Inhale into your up dog or back bend of choice. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Couple rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, lift your left foot, send your heel to the ceiling, toes face down, hips are squared. Inhale, knee to nose. Squeeze in those ribs. Try to touch your nose to your knee. Those abdomen muscles will be what brings that foot forward without it landing in such a hard way. Plant the foot down in the back. Inhale as you're rising up. Remember, your hip does not need to try to twist forward. It can be naturally out. That back foot is 45 degrees out. Your tailbone is pointing toward the pubic bone, nice and straight. So again, no hunching or dipping, but neutral spine. Take those ribs, twist the ribs, arms up near the ears. Pinky fingers point in and toward the front of the mat. Inhale for length, exhale, deepen in that front knee. This is warrior one. Exhale, lower down, hands to the mat. Bring that foot to meet the back foot. For plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale on your up dog. Exhale to down dog. Take a few rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, look to the front of the mat, come up on the toes, hop up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to Uttanasana. That is our chair pose. Again, take that weight out on the edges of the foot and back on the heels. Keep the knees from falling in or out, so nice and lined up. Spine neutral. Arms can be up, or if that's too much, you can take them to heart center. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain. Exhale through heart center. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Inhale, arms up. Exhale through the mouth. Last time. Hands at the side of the hips for Tadasana. After doing yoga for 20 years, some of my favorite instructors cue differently than what I've been taught in my class, especially with that warrior one hip position. A lot of people want you to, get that hip forward, but it's sort of unnatural. Not a lot of instructors have mentioned not dipping the back, and for the longest time, I never thought chair was even remotely difficult because my legs are pretty strong, but those cues to push the weight on the outside of the foot and to the back of the heel and to neutralize the spine, all of a sudden, for the first time in 20 years, chair pose actually kind of takes effort. Hopefully that helped you. I'll see you next time. Namaste.